Our next guest will be appearing with Donald Trump today when he makes his big immigration speech. That's late afternoon, early evening today. Our guest is the mother of police officer Sergeant Anne Mendoza, who was killed by a drunk driving illegal immigrant. Welcome, Anne Mendoza. Welcome back to our program. Good to have you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
I've got two questions. Number one, how did you feel when you heard that Donald Trump was going to Mexico to visit the president in his palace? How do you feel?
I think it's a very good strategic move as somebody who is going to be the next president of the United States. I think it's important to have great relationship with Mexico. We are a bordering state here in Arizona, and we know the importance of that here.
Okay. Next question. How do you feel about what we expect to be a slightly softer tone and a softer policy on deporting illegals? When Mr. Trump first started to run, it was very clear, a deportation force, round them all up, they all go. Now he's softening that considerably. How do you feel about that softening?
I don't believe it's a softening at all. Mr. Trump stands firm in his convictions that illegal criminals need to leave our country. And he has stated repeatedly when I was in Austin with him last week that we will be following the laws. And what Americans don't understand is the last 8 years, our current president has not followed the laws. Everything Donald Trump has outlined about illegal immigration, we have laws that will handle every issue that he's talked about. So I don't believe he's softening his stance at all.
I believe there will be other parents and certainly mothers of other youngsters and people who have been killed by illegals. They'll be joining you tonight, I believe, in Arizona, correct?
Yes. Absolutely. You know, there are tens of thousands of us, and we try and get as many possible, you know, who want to speak out about their child's death. So yes, there's going to be 6 or 7, maybe even 8 of us tonight.
Okay. Will you all be sitting together? Will you be on the stage? Will you be presented to the crowd? I just want to get a feel for how this speech is going to go.
It varies from time to time with Mr. Trump. Normally we're backstage. We have private time with him to where he talks with each of us about our children. And then depending on time and depending on agenda, sometimes he calls us up onto stage, and sometimes he does allow some of us to speak. So we're all waiting to see what's going to happen also.
Okay. Anne Mendoza, it's always a pleasure to have you with us, and we thank you for sharing your story. We appreciate it, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much.